ignore that. That's it. So, can you show me? Can you show me? That was grammatically wrong, by the way. But can you show me in your great infallible book where the Qur'an condemns the worship of the Holy Spirit?
Doesn't literally condemn it.
But that's the Trinity.
No, that's the angel Gabriel.
No. You said we're talking about what the Quran says about the Trinity. The Quran condemns in the worship of the Trinity. Well, who does it list as the Trinity?
It condemns the ideology of Trinity.
Yes, and who does it list as Trinity?
When the Christians say the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost is one.
Right, so show me where it mentions the Holy Ghost as being divine. Shall we look at what he says?
Yeah, so you
Yeah, I'll show you. I'll show you. Yeah, I'll show you because you clearly don't know.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you don't.
No, I've got the. I admit I don't know.
That's
You
fine.
can tell me.
I'm not trying to. This
And I can correct you.
Bro, this isn't a gotcha moment.
No.
I'm not trying to embarrass you.
No.
I'm not trying to embarrass you.
No, I want to correct you.
Okay, great.
You
Correct
say
me.
Muslims can't handle correction. I'm willing to admit I don't know.
We'll see. We'll see. So, in Surah 5:73. Now the thing is, what you've got to recognise, guys.
Show me the verse.
Patience.
Why are you talking? Show me the verse.
I'm going to.
Don't tell me what you think of the verse.
Right.
Show me so I can say what I think of the verse.
I'm going to. So what you understand that this book is divine and infallible, right?
Yeah, there's only one Quran.
So it doesn't
700 Bibles.
So it doesn't make mistakes, correct?
Which Bible are you following?
Yeah, right. So in this Quran, it says they do blaspheme who say Allah is one of three in a Trinity. For there is no God except one God. If they desist, not it is better for them. For their word of blasphemy, there is a grievous penalty that will befall the blasphemers amongst them. Now, the Quran gets it wrong here because it says that Allah is one of three. We Christians don't say that there is one God amongst three gods.
Are you Catholic?
I'm a Christian.
Which version of Christian?
Just a follower of Jesus.
Yeah, but that was according to the ideology of Christianity of that time. Not
Which time? 7th century?
Yeah, but Christian ideology has changed over time.
No, it hasn't.
Most Christians follow St. Paul, they don't follow Jesus.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
Sorry, 1 second. Do you even know the defining statement about the Trinity in the Christian Church? No. Right. Brother, what will help you here is having a bit more humility. Because you're making statements about Christianity.
No, you're not.
Can you show to me? So show to me which Christians believed in three gods. The Quran says we believe in three gods. Show me where the Christians believe.
The world is bigger than Speaker's Corner. I can't show you.
Which Christians?
Listen to me. How long has Christianity been on for?
2,000 years.
Exactly. In that 2,000 years, do you actually believe that all those Christians follow your ideology of Christianity?
All Christians are believed in one God.
You all believe in the same thing?
All Christians,
you are living in a different world.
You're living in
I'm not living on Earth.
You know what the problem is?
I've got that.
But what you're doing, bro? No, what are you doing? What you're doing, bro? What you're doing
follow the same Islam.
is you're applying ignorance onto Christianity. Every Christian, if you're making a claim, you've got to bring forth evidence.
There is evidence.
Where?
In history.
Show me.
There's thousands of years of history.
Google it.
You can Google many things.
Show me where Christians believed in three gods.
What are you talking about now?
Okay, let's do it another way.
Some Christians worship
Google
Mary.
it.
Some Christians worship Mary.
Who?
Would you tell me?
They don't.
Are you Baptist?
I'm a Christian.
Are you Methodist?
I'm a Christian.
Are you Orthodox?
I'm a Christian.
Are you Reformed?
They're Christian.
You have no idea how many Christians like me they are.
I do.
You believe there's only one Christianity.
Okay.
In reality,
So, the Quran has made a false statement, and what we've seen is this brother has got no defense for that
believe in the
false
Bible?
statement. Yes.
which Bible?
So, show me in the Bible.
Which Bible?
Where does the Bible?
Which Bible?
Where does the Bible say believe in three gods?
Which Bible?
I believe in all of them. Show me in any of them. Show me in any of them where it says I believe in three gods. Show me which one says I believe in three
In the Song
gods.
of Solomon.
Go on.
In the Song of Solomon.
Where does it say?
Muhammad is mentioned by name.
Where does it say? Where does it say?
In the Song of Solomon.
No, stop changing the topic. Stop changing the
Muhammad is
topic.
mentioned by name
That's it.
in the Hebrew language.
That argument is condemned by Muslims. You realise that? Muslim scholars condemn that
Which
argument.
scholars have you been listening to?
From Islam QA, which is a Salafist,
Islam QA.
a Salafist mufti. Listen, a Salafist mufti has already released a fatwa condemning that argument as false. You don't know what you're talking about.
What are you talking about?
You don't know what you're talking
What
about.
Salafist are you listening to?
Shall I tell you why?
Listen.
Because it would mean Muhammad is gay, and it would mean that Muhammad is attracted to Solomon. The passage that you're talking about is from the perspective of the woman talking about the man. And the word, which is the correct to the Hebrew. You're just ignorant. You're just ignorant. But coming back to the topic.
How am I ignorant?
Coming back to the topic. You're saying that the Quran condemns Trinity. Where does the Quran condemn the worship of the Holy Spirit as God?
Not literally, no.
It doesn't mention it.
No, but the Quran says
Why
clearly,
doesn't the Quran mention
says
it?
clearly the Holy Spirit is
Why,
Angel Gabriel.
why doesn't the Quran...
No, that's like saying, why does the history teacher have to be female and not male?
No, why
you
doesn't
saying?
the Quran condemn
It says it
the
indirect.
worship of the Holy Spirit?
There's messages in the Quran that are direct and indirect. Alright? You know what indirect message is?
Look, are we going to have a conversation or just
Do
talk?
you know what an indirect message is?
So, what's the answer to my question?
How many times is Muhammad mentioned in the Quran?
It's irrelevant to the argument.
Only 3 times.
It's irrelevant to this argument.
God addresses him as you,
So,
my slave.
I'm going to advance my argument.
The Holy Spirit is Angel Gabriel.
I want to suggest to you
He doesn't need to say
that the reason
He
why,
doesn't need to say I condemn the Holy Spirit.
the reason why
He says,
the Quran
he says the Holy Spirit
does
is
not condemn.
Angel Gabriel.
Right, let's allow
Simple
that.
fact.
For the sake of argument, let's allow that.
Saying it's not God doesn't reveal who it is.
Let's just pretend, for the sake of argument, Christians believe that the Holy Spirit is the angel Gabriel. The reality is, we Christians worship the Holy Spirit, so why doesn't the Quran condemn our worship of the Holy Spirit like it condemns our worship of Jesus? I'll tell you why. Because the author of the Quran didn't have a clue what the Trinity was.
Okay.
He was an ignorant man.
So you don't worship Jesus then?
We're talking about the Holy Spirit.
Okay, say if you're right. You
I
don't
am
worship
right.
Jesus.
I am right.
No, but you're condemning Quran.
Again, you're trying to change the topic.
No, you're trying to change your belief now.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
I have not changed
So
my
you
belief.
so you don't.
From the beginning of this
You
conversation,
just quoted the Quran.
I have believed that the Holy Spirit is God
You're saying
and
something.
should be
You're saying
worshipped.
something in the Quran that
You're just not following the conversation.
No, you're convincing yourself.
Your Quran has an error in it. Many. You see, you weren't even listening.
Which error? What error?
Can the Quran have any errors in it?
Your understanding has errors.
Does the Quran have any errors
Your
in it?
understanding has
So
errors.
show me. Show me where the Quran condemns the worship of the Holy Spirit.
You're holding the book as if you know everything. You show me.
Right, I'll show you what it
I'll
does
show
say.
you, but there's 6,000
Yeah, go
verses.
on, find
I'm not
one.
going to waste hours
Find
of my time
one.
looking for that one specific
Find
verse that
one.
you're specifically arguing about.
It doesn't
I'm
exist.
telling you, it condemns
It does where?
It says,
Where?
Gabriel,
Where?
you don't worship angels. Simple as. Simple as.
So, show
you
us.
don't worship angels.
Show us.
Okay.
Show us.
Show you.
Show me where it condemns the worship of the Holy
So you're going to
Spirit.
dedicate your entire belief based on one verse that you can't find. That's ridiculous.
Show me.
What kind of learning is that?
Okay, let me
what
show you
kind of knowledge is that?
Let me show you what the
You're an
Quran
ignorant man
actually says.
and you're a fool.
Goodbye. Now, what you see, ladies and
Goodbye.
gentlemen,
Carry on lying.
is an example that the Muslims will come and challenge you. But if you know what you're talking about, you can flip it on them. Just as I did just then. And as you can see, if you educate yourself, the Muslims are left speechless. This Quran claims to be free from errors. This Quran condemns what it thinks the Trinity is. It condemns the worship of 3 gods. It condemns the worship of Jesus and Mary as a god. Now I know there's lots of Christians around me. Put up your hand if you recognize Jesus and Mary as three gods.
Nope.
You see, no one raised their hand. Why? Because the Quran is wrong. Because Muhammad was wrong. Now, Christians, put up your hand if you recognize the Father as God, the Son as God, and the Holy Spirit as God.
Obviously, yeah, absolutely.
Keep your hand up if you worship Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
Of course.
Do you see, Muslims? That's the Trinity the Quran does not understand. The Quran condemns the worship of the Son and Mary. Why doesn't the Quran condemn the worship of the Holy Spirit? I'll tell you why. Because Muhammad didn't know what he was talking about. He was an ignorant man. And the Quran shares his ignorance. The Quran is in error because Muhammad was in error.
Absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, I call you to the worship of the one true God, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. If you don't worship God as Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, you're not worshipping God at all. Muslims say how great their religion is. We believe in one God. So what? Shaitan believes in one God. You're no better than Shaitan. You're no better than Satan to believe in one God. Belief is not enough. You must worship God as He is, for who He is. And who He is Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Any questions, ladies and gentlemen?
Okay, so this is an opportunity for you to actually clarify a point. Because you said you were reading the Quran and you read it as if it actually mentions the Trinity. But whereas the Trinity doesn't exist in the Arabic, but the way you read it was as if. So if you need to clarify that point.
So the word, ladies and gentlemen, and what you've got here, ladies and gentlemen, is another person who, because he can never get his own crowd, tries to kidnap others. Please don't feed the trolls. Remember I said that. Ladies and gentlemen, the Quran, in the translation that I read, you clearly heard the word Trinity.
Where?
But that is a lie, ladies and gentlemen.
Trinity mentioned in
The word Trinity, don't feed the trolls. Don't feed the trolls.
You're the troll.
Ladies and gentlemen,
How can God
the word that you were translated was the word Trinity. But that is a lie of the translators. The Arabic is not the word Trinity.
Which Bible? Catholic
The
Bible,
Arabic
73 books,
is the
Protestant
word
Bible,
three.
66 books,
And it is
Russian Orthodox
comparing
Bible, 86
three
books,
gods
Ethiopian Orthodox
to
Bible,
one
81
God.
books. Which Bible?
Which is why, ladies and
Our Quran
gentlemen,
is safe.
the Quran has
One
an
Bible is
error in
different.
it.
Many.
You lie.
One of many
You
errors.
lie.
Any other questions,
Yeah,
ladies
I've
and
got a question.
gentlemen?
I've got a question.
You lost your right.
No,
He lost his right.
Why
I'm
you
not taking
stealing?
a question.
Hey, I've got a
Any
question.
questions, ladies
I've
and
got a
gentlemen,
question, Bob.
on the
you're
topic?
Yeah, I will ask you a question.
Let fire, don't feed the
Hey,
trolls.
stop crying
Any
over
questions?
there. Listen, I'm old enough to go
Okay,
to
ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, excuse me. I've got a question.
Any questions on the topic?
Yeah, I have.
No, I'm not